Hey guys, I wanted to do another quick little video here with my pack. I know I said I was going to do a video about my early season tree stand pack. Now, early season for me is only going to last, well, I'm pretty much done with this pack. It's October 10th, I think, as we record this, and it's just getting cold enough that I got to carry more gear, more stuff, and that I just can't fit everything into this thing. I liked it because I actually, in my other video, I showed you guys of what I take to the woods. I actually strap this to my tree stand, and I have the Molly webbing belt and all that stuff on the tree stand, and I carry that, and this just straps to that. Well, I can't do that anymore. It's going to be, in the 30s, tonight kind of thing, frost warnings or whatever. I'm having to carry more stuff in, and it just doesn't fit into a backpack size like this. I've moved on to my KUIU Icon Pro 1850, which I strap the stand to that pack because it's got a much better suspension system. But anyway, this is a good, for those of you guys that do like early season, or for the rest of the country that's not so cold. This is this is the Redhead Upstream, I believe. They still sell this, but they have it as they've changed some things around. But I got this thing because it was so small. It's sold as a hydration pack, and I always take the hydration bladders out. I never use that kind of stuff. But I wanted to go through kind of what I have in here really quickly, just to kind of show you the kind of stuff that I'm carrying into the woods. First, in no particular order in here, we got a main compartment, and this is just my tree strap, or my accessory strap. This comes with a bunch of hooks. I only need two. I need one for my pack and one for my bow, and it just it straps around the tree. It buckles in, and it just kind of hangs there, and then I can use whatever. I do not carry my harness in this thing. I will probably carry it in the KUIU, but actually I don't know. I normally just end up wearing that in because it's just easier to do that. And I don't think it would barely kind of fit in here. I don't really think it fits very well. But then I've got my two lineman's belts, kind of tangled up here. And in my video, I showed you guys how I do the two lineman belt method. This is my backup one, which is the Prusik knot, and this actually ends up being my tree strap. That my tether, my tether goes onto. This is my actual climbing lineman's belt with the Ropeman one ascender unit. This thing is clutch. It's awesome. Okay, so those two things go in there. We can small game hunt, but if you're small game hunting, you gotta, oh, look at all the dirt in here. We can small game hunt, but you gotta have some sort of orange on here. So I've got a hat in here, and usually I have like a really kind of flimsy orange vest, that just packs up really tight. That way, if I'm happen to be bopping along and I'm like, well, my deer hunt turns into a small game hunt, I'm legal. I can put it on and keep hunting. So that stays in there. And then for the main compartment, I mean, it's not all that big. It may seem, like you got some room here, but really, the back kind of tapers down, like inboard that way, and it just, there's not a ton of room. There is a sleeve in here, and in the sleeve, I do a big Ziploc with a contractor bag in there, with a heavy duty one. This thing comes in handy for all sorts of things. I mean, I don't really need to tell you guys, but if you actually do get an animal and you're boning it out or quartering it out, you lay this out so you don't get any dirt and muck and swamp muck or grass or whatever on the meat. It's nice and clean. You can carry stuff out in it, and in it I also have some smaller. This, I guess, would be kind of like my kill kit, I've got some nitrile gloves in there, a couple pairs of those, and I think I used to have, I don't know if I have it in there, it's a good thing I'm doing this, I used to have those little $1.99 field dressing kits that you get from Walmart, with the long sleeves. They actually come in pretty handy. The Ziploc bags themselves come in pretty handy. If you do happen to shoot something, you can put like the deer heart in here, or in this or something like that, or anything else you want to keep clean. If a lot of times my if I'm squirrel hunting, rabbit hunting, I'll actually debone it, in the field, and take the meat and put it into a clean, into a Ziploc, and then just take that with me. So that comes in super handy. I've got a Gerber Vital And I'm going to review this one and the Havilon Paranta. I also have the Paranta in my other pack. And they both have their pluses and minuses. They use, this uses the 60T blade. I believe they sell other blades for it. So I like this one because it, just a quick, whatever, you can just push this button and then this comes off. Unlike the harrowing, death-defying change on the Paranta, but you lose some surface area over here, some cutting area, and again, all this mechanism here that makes it so easy to change this blade, and it gets all gunked up with, like, hair and meat and tallow, fat and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but they each have their purposes, and I've got some extra blades in there. Put that there, and that pretty much takes care of this. So if I ever wanted to carry like an extra, like my jacket, like a puffy jacket or a vest, or a warmer hat or gloves or whatever, it's not fitting in here. It's just not. So I had, again, early season for me, and I personally have to pack all that kind of stuff. In the front here, I do have little beanie. I'm trying out this one this year. This is the Kuiu Guide beanie. I think it was on sale for like 12 bucks on their outlet. I've been using the 230 Peloton beanie, which I super love. This, I think, fits a little bit better over the years and doesn't ride up as much, but we'll see. A couple of the bungees that I use to strap this pack to my tree stand. Very front pocket, I've got little Petzl. I think this is the Tikina 2. I don't know if they still make this. This exact version. I know they've they go through all kinds of iterations. It just has a. I'm not gonna do it. Well, I guess sure I am. It's got a high and a low for whatever you can tell on camera. You really can't tell. And it takes 3 AAA batteries. It does the job. I think I have one of these in every single one of my packs, and I think when you start to go, I might look into other options. Some of the Zebra Light stuff, some of the Phoenix stuff. They've come a long way, but these are like, they're super cheap, and they've done the job for me really well. You've got a front kind of smaller. Oh, sorry. And in this webbing area over here too, I got a little canister with milkweed in it. Great. I mean, like the best wind checker ever. You've got another little pocket out here. We're in Minnesota, and I am a mosquito magnet, so I always have this. I think I can pretty much take it out of my pack now, but I always have, aside from like the big spray, the bigger spray in my car, and then the Sawyer's permethrin that I always have in my car because ticks love me too. This is just kind of like, in my pack all times. It's just, on the go kind of thing. And I don't really have anything else in there. In here I've got a zippered compartment. Normally I'll keep my license, I'll keep my wallet, keys, that kind of thing. I always like to put those, like, in a zipper compartment, inside a zipper compartment, inside a zipper compartment, just so I know those are like the safest. They absolutely will not come out, fall out kind of thing, because, that'd be kind of bad. Over here, I've got a set of binoculars. These little Bushnells, I think these are the Bear Grylls ones that I bought. They're not bad, but it bothered me so much. I even took the little green, the orange BG symbol off of there because I felt like a tool, walking around with Bear Grylls binoculars. But they're not bad. These are 8 by 25s. I like 8 powers, but I'd like them to be like 32s or something like that. And I think, I like compact. This is super compact. They're not bad. But normally I have my Nikon Monarchs, the 10 by 42s, and they're not that much bigger than these, but these are so much more compact. They do the job. Another good thing, by the way, with this backpack is you've got these accessories, well, bino straps basically. And what they do is it turns, you got on the straps over here, you've got these little buckles, and you can actually turn, this whole thing kind of into a bino harness, but it just kind of hangs there, and this is adjustable. You can adjust, the height of this or where you want it, kind of thing. And actually, it works out pretty good. It's not, it's kind of a, it's not like a real bino harness, but it does. It's not bad. It's a neat little option that they give you there to do that. So a little bit well thought out. And over here, I've got other stuff. Lighter, always have a lighter. This is the Leatherman rebar. This is the one where, you know, all the tools are on the inside. I'm like a Leatherman nut. I've got one of everything. I've got the Wave. I've got a bunch of Skeletools. I have a little mini PS4 squirt that I have on me 24/7. This is the rebar. It's, you know, I'll do, you know, I can do a full depth thing on that one, but it comes in handy, and it prevents me from having to carry like a bigger knife or anything else. I don't really, not doing like a whole lot of bushcraft stuff with this little thing. Wet wipes, I mean, come on. Okay, no, I live on those things. One of those little mini emergency space blankets. They're not bad. And it also gives you something else to set meat on if you don't have a contractor bag, or just something extra if you need to huddle under something. Or, you know, if you need to spend a night in one of these, you can probably do it. But you know, the inside condensates a lot, you know. So it's not like a, you know, super high dollar sleeping bag, but it'll probably keep you safe. And then yes, I do have an Altoids kit. All right, I'm one of those geeks that do that. And it's just a convenient way of, you know, keeping everything together. And this one, it's got a whistle. And you know what, guys, a whistle is key if you're lost. I get turned around so easily. I mean, I'm terrible, especially if I'm in a place that doesn't have a lot of landmarks and stuff. I lose my direction. And several years ago, I was actually lost in a place down here, and having to yell out for someone to see if any hunters are around. And luckily there was. A guy stopped and kind of guided me to him, because I had to get by like a river and a stream and this and that, and I couldn't get there from here, kind of thing. But it really takes your voice away. If you have one of these, it's gonna save your throat. Trust me. Good stuff. I've got like another little mini, like, you know, Princeton Tech Light or whatever. It's, you know, this is more like an exercise and kind of building one of these things. I've got backup batteries. Sometimes I got a GPS in here. I'm using that, you know, less and less. So there's 2 AA's for that, and I've got 3 AA's for my backup batteries for my headlamps. And I replace them every year. So I'll put these batteries in my you know, whatever's in here. I'll put these batteries in my headlamp, and then I'll put fresh batteries in here. So just, you know, just because, you know, it's good insurance. I've got some cotton soaked in Vaseline over here. This is an amazing fire starter. Got a couple Band-Aids in there. And then I've got, you can tell how often I never ever use this, and I've got like a little stick of a ferrocerium rod, you know, a little ferro rod, you know, thing that throws the shower of sparks to start that, you know, start a flame. It's one of the little cheaper ones, but I actually took the handle off of there just so it all kind of fits in here. So this basically is my my early season kit. And, you know, like I said, it's nothing earth-shattering. A lot of you guys probably have something similar like this, but maybe you might get an idea or two. I'll put a list of a lot of the things that I have in here in the links below. I am an affiliate with Amazon, so if you do click through those links and buy any of this stuff or anything else, really, I do get, you know, itty bitty commission. So I do appreciate if you guys, you know, are looking for this kind of stuff, go ahead and do that. And you know, if you got any comments or feedback or whatever, some of the extra stuff that you guys might carry, I'd like to hear about it. You know, this isn't a ton of stuff, but it's light enough, and some people don't even carry this much. Me, I like being prepared. I like having, you know, a little something. Sometimes I tend to go overboard, but anyway, that's just me. So all right, so you guys have it here. I'm going to assemble all this stuff back up, and then some of this stuff, like the ropes and all that, I'm actually going to transfer it into my Kuiu Icon Pro pack, and that's going to become my pack going on from now on, because, you know, that has, you know, the side pockets, and I can have a, you know, oh, I didn't mention water. You know, if I want to put a water bottle in here, I got to shove that in here. They actually sell an accessory that, you know, goes onto this webbing over here, and I bought that, but it just kind of hangs off the side too much. It's too much weight, it dangles. I actually ended up using that water bottle holder as a little holster for my thermocell, and that works out really good. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, leave comments, and appreciate you guys watching. Thanks.